my darling, happy, miracle-filled week to you. I want to talk to you today about an important relationship and subject, and that is the relationship with fear. Fear is definitely part and parcel of our human experience, and it's served a wonderful purpose. It's kept us alive as a species. You've probably heard the acronym FEAR, false evidence appearing real. And I do know, as I've dissolved a lot of my fear, my life is definitely directed by love. But there is such thing as healthy fear. So if you want to move from surviving to thriving, it's really about creating that relationship with fear. What is its message? What is the wisdom? What is the deeper information? Sometimes as I've explored fear, as it's come up in my life, there have been times where it's like, you know what, I could reframe this. Perhaps this energy is not fear, but excitement. When Brent Carey asked me to do a radio show about 11 years ago, I was scared. I was afraid, and I said no. But my husband said, I think you should really go deeper with that. I think you should think about this. And I like something Steve said. Fear is like a yellow flashing light that's like proceed with caution. And I like to say now, proceed with consciousness. So I took his advice and I sat down. Instead of running from my fear and saying no, I sat down and I said, okay, fear, what do you want me to know? What is it that I'm afraid of? My fear was afraid I would sound stupid, or that I wasn't prepared for this, or that nobody would listen. That's not that big of a deal though, right? It's not that big of a deal. It's not really something to be that afraid of. So I figured out how I wanted to support myself as I said yes. And I asked my friend Rosemary Sneeringer to be my producer. So we did this together. She held my hand. And so I stepped in to this water. I stepped in with my toes and then my ankle and then gone up to my knees and now my waist. And now I'm in over my head. Last year he asked me to do solo shows. I was afraid, but I did the same thing. Am I ever at a loss for something to talk about? Not that I remember, not that I recall. So I said, okay, we're going to do this. Courage. It's not being afraid. It's being afraid and doing it anyway. But we don't necessarily want to jump in feet first if something really is scary. We want to really pay attention. You know, I've done things in my life where I was afraid and I did it anyway. And it was like I was not listening to the fear. I was skating across the top of the surface of my fear, trying to ignore it, and it didn't work out so well. So now I like to be more conscious when my fear comes up. I like to take some time. I like to turn inward, and I like to try to get beneath the fear. What is the fear, and what is the wisdom beneath the fear? And how do I proceed with consciousness? Does that make sense? I know it's helped me a lot. One of the biggest things that I think I've done to alleviate, probably 90% of my fear is just the awareness that God is on my side and that life is on my side. The universe wants me to win. The universe wants you to win. Recently, I had to apply this. I think I spoke with you a couple weeks ago about my fear and concern about my horse, Zeus. He has this really rare disorder called head shaking syndrome. And if you Google it and you read about it, oftentimes these horses don't have happy endings in their lives. They sometimes say euthanizing is the most compassionate thing we can do. So I was really afraid. And I thought, I don't want to be afraid. I'm just going to put this in the back and put it in the closet. And I know he's going to be okay. He's going to be okay. We're going to figure this out and he's going to be okay. But the truth was I was afraid. And I had to sit down, not run from my fear, because then it's kind of propelling one from behind the scenes in a subconscious way. So I sat down and I really talked to my fear and I listened to my fear and I cried. What am I afraid of? I'm afraid I'm not going to know how to best take care of this beautiful beast. I'm afraid that I'm going to lose him. And it's a legitimate fear if you Google search this information. So I allowed myself to cry. I didn't pretend that I wasn't sad. I didn't pretend I wasn't afraid. And once I allowed those tears up and out, I remembered God loves me. God created me. God loves Zeus. God created Zeus. The universe wants us to win. I relaxed. And almost immediately, he got better. And at this point, he hasn't done any of the head shaking for probably about a week. I trust that God loves me. But sometimes we have to walk through our fear to get to that place. We have to acknowledge and be honest about it rather than just trying to ignore or deny it. We have to be with it. We have to sit with it, maybe listen to it. What's beneath it? What's the wisdom? that it wants to share, the message it wants to share, and then what does love have to say? What does love have to say? So this has been a very helpful practice and process for me. Years ago, I was so afraid. Almost all of my decisions were based on fear. I still have a relationship with fear, but it's a lot healthier, and life is a lot kinder, because I think as we shift from fear to love, we do experience more grace, ease, miracles, God winks, divine support, and love. So that has been my experience personally, and I'd like to know what yours is. How are you with fear these days? Is it in the driver's seat of your life, or have you done some work to make friends with it? Maybe it's in the passenger seat or in the back seat. And what have you done to alleviate or dissolve your fear? So let me know if there's something here that resonates for you. Hopefully there's something that opened your mind and heart a little bit more, a little wider. And I would love to hear from you, because I want to continue to ascend with you and learn from you as we hold hands and increase our vibration, go into these higher realms of grace, ease, peace, and ever-expanding love. So let me know your thoughts. Let's continue the conversation, and know I'm sending you blessings of grace, ease, and joy, gratitude, and ever-expanding love, making friends with fear, getting beneath it, and listening to the wisdom that is in the very center of your beingness. Because here's the deal. You were created with love, by love, and for love. And yeah, we're here experiencing the opposite of that, but with the intention of getting back to that place of pure love, being in the world, but not of it, making friends with fear so that we can traverse this reality with a lot more faith and joy, celebration, and again, ever expanding love. So let me know your thoughts and how you're feeling, and let's continue to journey together. I'm sending you blessings of peace and love and gratitude. Thank you for letting me be part of your life. And yeah, I want to hear from you. So take care, and I love you. Bye for now.